Hello, welcome to Dad's Our Job podcast. This is your host, Adam Leatherbury, and I'm joined by Rob Horton and Callum Horton. Guys, it's another week. How are we getting on?
Yes, weeks happen, Adam. That's generally how things work. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm doing very well. Cal?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm in survival mode. I got one more day left of school, so yeah, I'm all right.
Oh,
I think that's
we should do double maths this week.
I know I probably felt that, to be fair. No, I didn't do double maths this week. Oh, mate. It's just been a long week, very long week.
It's been very, very long. And especially with no football last weekend as well. It's hard to comment on the football because we've not been in it, isn't it?
Although there's plenty to comment on, though, even though there were no games. So we've got lots in this week's pod.
A special mention to Plymouth for knocking out Liverpool, which was just pure gold, I think. A very, very FA Cup giant killing moment, that one.
Yeah, their celebrations weren't very humble, though. They haven't won anything, so you shouldn't really be celebrating like that, should you? When you've got nothing to show for it.
Oh, dear.
No, I don't know about that.
And bag.
That giant killing.
I'm having a wind up. Of course, I loved it. Get into it, Plymouth Argyle. Congratulations.
I loved it. I loved it when we beat them.
I loved it. We go up there, we beat them.
I think we need to talk about the Leighton Orient goal as well.
Oh, yeah.
200 yards out, or whatever it was.
200 yards. It was so far out, it was in Newham.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're going to switch it up this week a little bit more. Instead of having a family goals and own goals, we're going to talk about our kids in terms of just little stories and stuff throughout what's been going on, and what's made us cry, what's made us laugh. And I think this week we're going to be touching on a certain topic where it's LOLing at our kids, but not really showing our laughter in front of them and being very serious and sympathetic towards them. So, who would like to kick off this element first?
Not me, because I've got to think.
I'll go first.
Can I just say this is the first week that I've actually been prepared for goals and own goals. Yeah, and then you've just sort of swapped it up.
Well, okay, go on, show us what's your own goals and goals, mate.
Well, no, I say that.
You'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I ain't had time to go back through the 400 million messages that you two send each other or send us. I was trying to go through it before I come through the phone. I only got halfway through. I've only just done the quiz, to be fair.
Yes, so those that are just joining us, well, the one person that's joining us at the moment, we will be doing a live episode of DADDYATORS where Callum will be doing the questions, and I'm the current reigning champion of DADDYATORS, and Rob is going to try and dethrone me this evening. So we'll see how that gets on. But Rob, LOLing at our kids, any particular story you'd like to share? That was
Yeah, so I've got two stories because I've got two children, and the idea I got from you was that things that our kids have done that have upset them or made them, where they've done something silly and it's made us laugh, but we've had to kind of be like really like supportive to them rather than sort of outright laughing at what they've done. So the first one I've got is about Danny, and we just not long moved on to the estate. So it was still around COVID time. Lockdown was still a thing. And one of the things we'd done was to try and really get Danny into his bike. And Danny was really good. In fact, he took to the bike so well that he didn't even use stabilizers. And we've got that lovely kind of yellow path around our estate, which makes it easy.
That's disgusting. Sorry, that's a dad rant right there. I'm just gonna do this now because this is not just a dad rant. This is a community rant. The people that put down that rubbish yellow shingle shit that gets dismantled during the ice, and when you get heavy rain, it floods, and then the sandy shingle goes everywhere. And like the amount of times I've had to wash my dog's paws every time I've come in, and the hoovered when I've come in because of it is an outrage. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. But also bear in mind all the people that are obviously starting up families. So this is where it comes into dad rants, where they have to push their baby around on a pram, and then they've got to keep cleaning their wheels every time they go into this track. So yeah, I know exactly what sort of track this is, Rob. So please continue with this because it is a terrible situation with that.
Do you feel better?
No, but go on.
I hear first world problems coming up here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
Go on,
anyway,
sorry.
to come back to my story, Adam. He was learning how to ride his bike, and he took to it very well without stabilizers, and he was just going round the estate, and I was sort of tracking him. I think I was jogging with him at the time, and I said to him, "Don't go too far ahead, mate, because you haven't got complete control of the bike, right?" But Danny knows better, right? And Danny would rather experience the risks of life rather than thinking, actually, maybe my dad's got a point. So this was around about the time that the water reservoir at the corner of our estate still didn't have its little fence up. So Danny took the corner a little bit too fast. And he just went nose diving on his bike, right? You can imagine him like trying to control his bike straight down into the water reservoir. Bike goes flying over his head, and he's just laying sprawled in the middle of this water reservoir, right? And he's covered, like soaked in like mold green moss, right? But the best part was he couldn't get out. So he's trying to climb up, right?
He's like Swamp Thing.
He's trying to climb up like Artex in the Never-Ending Story, like trying to pull the horse out of the mold, right? And he just was absolutely covered. And you know when you're like having to be serious, and you're like, "Come on, boy, we'll get you out." Blah blah blah. Inside, I was like, "Yes, that's what you get. You didn't listen to me. You know better. Now look at you. You're like a big bogey."
A big bogey. I bet he took that well.
That was in my head, Adam, because you're not allowed to say that outright.
Yeah, of course.
Because outside, I was being supportive, and I got him home. I'll tell you what, though, when I got indoors and told Kelly, right, because she was on the phone when we came in, and I said, "Daddy, straight upstairs," right? She was like, "What happened?" I went, "Listen to this story." And honestly, his clothes were disgusting. It was vulgar. It was horrible. And then actually, my second story involves a little hill as well. We went to Newcastle to visit Kelly's dad. He doesn't live in Newcastle. He lives in Hartlepool. We went to Hartlepool to visit Kelly's dad, and it was the same sort of thing. Like they were playing on this like little hillside next to like a car park, and it was steep. And Alea was chasing Danny up and down this hill. Anyway, Alea got to the top of this little hill. She started to come down, and you know when gravity takes control and your legs are just moving because you know if you stop, you're going. Right?
Yeah.
She was running down this hill. I was had to go, and she was going, "Mummy, Mummy!" Right, and she's literally like the Flash, like this, down the hill. And honestly, I thought she was going to die because she was running so fast, and like the after the hill was just like a gravel car park. And she was about to faceplant into this car park if Kelly hadn't got there. But my God, the way that she was just running down this hill with absolutely no control of her legs was so funny. So Danny on his bike, Alea down the hill. To be fair, I think I laughed out loud when Alea ran down that hill because that was hilarious.
You just imagine her little legs going so quick for her.
And she has got such little legs. She was only like just 4 last year.
Yeah.
So, and Danny was 6 when he rode into this reservoir. I'm an awful clearly, but yeah. So they're my stories. Adam.
The one that comes to mind is it's happened pretty recently. So obviously we're going through that stage where she's just defiant in listening to us. So she'll go and climb on the side of the sofa. She'll sit on the windowsill. She'll put her hands on the window. She'll dirty that. So obviously she's getting into that exploring stage, like Connie knows best. So obviously she's going around and she's touching bits, and we're just walking around in the kitchen, and we're saying, Connie, don't touch the bin. Don't touch the bin, it's dirty. She goes, I want to touch the bin. So we're like, no, don't touch the bin. Don't touch the bin. So she started to touch her foot on the pedal. Yeah. But she underestimated the speed of the pedal. So she stepped on it. She stepped on it, and the top of the bin flipped up and went bang in her face. Honestly, the sound of, like it's like a comical clang. It's like a bang, and
It's like WWE when they wear the dustbin lid. It's just like caves around them.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like a Tom and Jerry thing, like when Tom's chasing Jerry, and then he steps on like a broom or something, and it bang and clangs. But she went stiff, so that's the bit. It's funny. It comes to hit her in the face, and she goes like that, and she didn't cry, but it was just like. It's just the sound and the after effect.
Like the Tom and Jerry where they get the lump that just comes out of their head like
yeah. So she had like this red mark come up on her head, and me and Kerry's gone like, oh no, like that. Like, we told you not to do that. Be careful. And then I've picked her up, and she's like, you're right, darling. And I'm like, because it's just so funny. And Kerry's there going. In the background, honestly, it just proper cracked me up. Like, just the fact that, well, that's what happens when you don't listen, because if you step on that, you're gonna get hurt. It didn't hurt. It was quite a placid sort of bin, but the sound, it was just like a really comical clang, and it did like gong. But then as soon as I said to Kerry, I said, "I'll get her a snack and get to calm down." I went, it was like watching Sideshow Bob. Like when he goes walking around and he hits the garden rakes, and he goes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like that. But yeah, that was the most recent funny episode where it's like I didn't want to see her hurt, but it was funny. It was funny because it was just so comical. I could just imagine that in like a comedy sketch or something. Like, it's brilliant. But yeah. So Cal, what about you? Any sort of funny stories where you didn't want to mean to laugh at your kid, but you did? And
I mean. So Bo's going through the stage at the moment where so he wants like sort of like justification for things that happen. Yeah. So like at the moment, if he gets hurt or someone hurts him, same as like when he's at nursery as well, it's like, well, like he's done this and he needs to be told off, or mummy did this and she needs that's not right. Mummy needs to say sorry, or like daddy or whatever. Anyway, so. He's got these blocks indoors, and he's playing with these blocks, and they're like these building blocks, but they're like magnets. So obviously, like if you put too many blocks on, or like not in the right way, they obviously lose the connection, and they collapse. So anyway, like he's built this tower, and it is massive. It's probably bigger than him. Anyway, he's tried to put this block on. Well, he's tried to do it quickly without actually thinking about what he's doing, basically, and. So he's sort of thrown it on, and then went to pick up the next one, but he's then collapsed, but hit him on the head, right? So then, with obviously me never sort of went to laugh, but he's got this thing where you like you can't laugh, like you're not allowed to laugh. So then, because we've gone to laugh, he's then told us off and goes like, "You're not allowed, no laughing." But he's got to the stage now where like he wants like the death penalty for things. So he's like, "Well, that block's hurt me," and then we have to then pretend that. That block's hurt him, and then but we've made mistakes. So it started off right that we would go and go, oh, like smack it and go, oh, that's so naughty. You should be doing like we did this with like tables and chairs. Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, mate, what are we doing?
Naughty chair.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, but we have to do it with the blocks, right? So we started doing it with like little taps. So you go, oh, naughty chair or naughty blocks, right? Nah, Bo, like seriously, Bo's got a temper. Like he goes up and he's like bumping it. He's like full out punching the things on the floor. Like that hurt me. You know? Do you say sorry? You say sorry. So we've now got to the stage where it's got so bad. Where we've got not so bad, but it's got to the stage where like we're like no, we don't smack. We don't hit the toys for hurting you or whatever, or the chair when you he runs into the chair or whatever playing football. No, we have to go like no, you've got to be gentle to like. So now we like me and Heather now go. It's actually backfired now because it's me and Heather having to go. no, naughty blocks. You shouldn't be doing that. Be nice to Bobo. But he wants full like death penalty on like these things, like judge, jury, and all sorts with these when he gets hurt, and it's his own fault. He doesn't even realise. And like now, and I go to him, no, Bobo, that's your fault, and he's like, no, and he's like, oh no, I can't. Like he don't take responsibility in it. Like he don't take responsibility for it. It's coming to a whole new thing, mate. Oh, it's
just
complex.
A quick one. Just a quick one. When he goes to bed and then you knock yourself into a chair, do you continue that process of apology?
No. It's only in front of him.
Get out of the way, stool.
No. But no, he is full out. Like he wants like justification for like what's going on, and he wants like them to say so. The block site have to say sorry, or like right, that's it. The blocks you've hurt him. You've got to go away now. Pack him away. That's it. You're not allowed out.
Just see this Teddy behind bars, like, I go fucking.
We're like, oh, put him back in the box. The trouble is, it stitches up there because
first.
But do you know what else stitches up? You know, like you can get blocks at, and like you're playing with a box, and you think, oh, that's all right. We've only got one toy out. But if they now hurt him, we've got to put him out. But then he wants something else like sand or Play-Doh. And let's be honest, when you come home from work and he's just about to go to bed. Yeah, you don't want to be getting sand or Play-Doh out or like paints or whatever. And it's like, oh, Bo, please don't hurt yourself with the blocks because we don't want to be putting them away.
Maybe the blocks really
tolerance to apologise.
Like he's walking around with the blocks like this going, oh, look, Daddy, put them away. Let's get the sand out. Oh, mate.
Excellent.
It is kinetic sand, to be fair. That kinetic sand. Have you use that kinetic sand? That's dynamite. That is. Can you imagine using normal sand? Oh, Jesus, wept. That would be a nightmare.
And we got gifted it, but we re-gifted it.
Oh, did you? Oh, it's actually all right.
No, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's lovely. Nope.
No, honestly, that's good. He plays with it in the living room, like on the carpet, and you can literally just pick off the carpet and put it back on. It's not like it embeds in the carpet.
No, mate. Can you imagine my dog to that?
We're not endorsing sand toys, by the way. We're not getting paid for that.
no, not yet. But if
there are other brands
of
kinetic sand out there.
Yeah, if anyone wants to, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. Please sponsor us, please.
Yeah, or even normal sand. To be fair, any beaches or any brick merchants out there.
Yeah, and Juicens, if you fancy sponsoring us, Juicens, PGR Timber, if you fancy it, we're up for some sand. Doesn't have to be play sand, just be normal sand.
Yeah.
Any beaches want to sponsor us for donate sand? That'd be great. Actually, you can't do that. You can't nick sand. Can't nick it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ain't you got a sand pit in your garden?
No, that's just my garden, mate. I ain't got no grass. You know what this clay-like surface is like in North Essex, don't you? So none of that, mate. Okay, well, going on to grass. There has been a bit of an unfortunate incident this week at Arsenal, and it is the sad case of Kai Havertz. So, Rob, you posted a very spontaneous video where you had to immediately react and pull your car over onto the lay-by so that you could film your reaction. So now you've got a bit of composure, and it's been officially announced today that he is out for the season. What's both of your thoughts as Arsenal fans in what's going to happen next for it?
Do you want to start, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great news, let's be honest. I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. One, it's going to show Arsenal fans and the doubters how pivotal Havertz is, right? Because I think he is underestimated, and I think he does bring a lot to the team. And he does score goals, and he also is that link player. So I think for a lot of people, it's going to surprise them. Well, like I say, I hope it doesn't, but I think it will show them how valuable he is. But also, I think it's going to show Arsenal fans that we're going to have to change our way of play now, definitely, because we haven't got that big bloke up front, and it's going to be more playing into feet and them sort of balls in and behind now. I think people like, I mean, Odegaard's vital anyway, but I think even more so now because it's going to be them run. He's going to be having to play them balls, down the sides of the centre halves, and we're not going to be able to rely on set pieces as much. Even though we still got, as you say, the big boys. I say that it's only one player, but we still got the big boys. But we haven't got that thing of just lumping it in the box and maybe Havertz gets something on it and then we play off him. But it's also exciting in the sense of, it opens doors up for the other boys in there. Yanyeri, I've heard they're talking about putting him up front anyway. That's where they're aiming for him to play long term. So if that is the case, that would be quite exciting to see if he can do a job up there. Now, I mean, I don't think the league's, even though I was looking at saying that, even though I think the league's done, I have looked at Liverpool's running. The next 4 games are quite big for Liverpool, and for them to come out with all them points would be interesting. But I can't see us win the league. I think Champions League is our better option. But again, we are light, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, from looking at media as well, I was looking at a lot of some of the other Arsenal fans and what they're saying. We had all 4 attacking players leave, and we only brought 1 in. That's Sterling. Is it a higher up problem as well? I mean, that's something to debate as well. I don't necessarily know. We all know that we needed a striker. We know we need a striker probably in September or when the season started. Sorry, August. We knew we needed a striker in January as well. I mean, it'd be interesting what Rob thinks about that. But it's opened a lot of questions, doesn't it?
Yeah. I just to kind of piggyback off the back of you then, Cal. So when it came through, I was obviously devastated. Partly because I'm a Kai Havertz fanboy, but also because it leaves us so light up front. I think the way that you've gone about it, Cal, is pretty much the right way. There's no point in moaning about the transfers because that's already been done. People have been moaning about that for the last 2 weeks anyway. So you can't really moan about that now. You need to think about what we're going to be doing going forward. And I'll talk about some ideas about that in a sec. I think you're right, Cal. It does show just how much we need to appoint a new sporting director. We haven't replaced Edu. We have people in temporary roles, like I think his name's is it Garlic? Is that his name? Garlic? I think his name is. He's in a temporary role.
What's his surname? Bread?
No, his last name is Garlic.
Oh, sorry.
I think that's his last name. But he's only in a temporary role. He's highly rated. But he's basically an apprentice. He doesn't have someone to model on, right? So he needs to be molded. Like I said, he's highly rated, but he's basically in an apprenticeship without a mentor. But aside from him, there are also sporting directors that Arsenal have been linked to. So there's Rosicky, ex-Arsenal player. There's Ashworth, ex-Man United, who was highly rated, didn't work out at Man United. But I know you're thinking West Ham.
He's coming to us, mate.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Steidten? You have Tim Steidten if you want, mate.
Let me finish. I know he's been heavily linked to West Ham as well, and he might well be going to West Ham. I'm just saying who we've been linked to. Dan Ashworth, obviously highly rated, didn't work out at Man United, but for obvious reasons that it didn't work out at Man United. And then we've also, and I'm not sure if I've got this right, but we've also been linked to Alabe. I think that's his name. And Alabe is at Real Sociedad, and obviously he's had some incredible signings. So the prospect of getting Alabe in might be attractive as well. But like Callum said, we have to work with what we've got. And what we have is Sterling, Nwaneri, Trossard, and Oyedeji, right? Oyedeji is 22. You would think if he was going to break into the first team, he would have done that now. But if he needs to play, he's going to have to play. Nwaneri as a 9, maybe. He's an excellent finisher of the ball. but has he got the press? And he's only just come back from injury. Sterling could probably do a job, but he's not going to be able to play 90 minutes every week for the next 10. And then there's Trossard, who is refusing to sign a new contract. So there's a lot there that's going on. I actually think that he might play Merino in a false 9. So
there
I
was
think
talk about Calafiori, wasn't there, as well?
Who?
Because Calafiori, because I think he played as a striker at youth level at Roma, I think.
He
So
did
I think
play as a striker. He did. But then also Miles Lewis-Skelly has played in midfield as well. So maybe there's opportunity to push him on the left. I don't know. But there's talk of Merino, and I kind of get the Merino thing. He's big. He'll win balls in the air. He can hold up the ball, and he's an excellent presser and duel winner. So I can kind of see why he might go with Merino up front. I don't know how much you heard of all that, Cal.
No, I heard it all.
Oh, okay, cool. But I think Merino could be a shout because he can do a lot of the things that Havertz can do. Probably not as well, because I think Havertz is a superior player and he's been playing in the role. But he does do that job, and he's an excellent duel winner, and he can lay the ball. And I just think that I can kind of see that. It'll be interesting to see what he does against Leicester, because whatever he does against Leicester is going to be the experiment. And if the experiment works, everyone played striker when they were kids. That's true. That's true, Tabs. But I mean, Cashley Cole did. So it'd be interesting to see what he does there.
Do you know what I'm thinking? You know, Antonio, Adam.
Yes.
Where did he originally play?
He played as a forward, but then
he was a forward.
That was at Tottenham Mitcham, and then he actually went and played right wing at Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday. I think he was at Colchester at one point as well, and but then West Ham bought him. But Bilic played him as a right back.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
but sorry, the reason why I ask is, you know, I mean, okay, he originated as a striker, and as Rob probably just said, most players normally want to play up front because that's where the glory is, and they want to score in goal, regardless if it's at a youth level, whatever. You know, I think, and you know, maybe I am optimistic because we've got to be really, but you know, Merino, you know, or whoever he does put in that position, you know, they can't be judged because they're not really strikers anyway. Let's be honest. Other than maybe Sterling or Trossard, or you know, who you know arguably are forward players. But if he does put someone in like Merino or something like that, you know, it could be the making of it. I'm not saying Antonio was, you know, a world beater, but he's earned a lot of money out of it. He scored a hell of a lot of goals. You know, he's a European champion. You know, he was in the squad and in the team that, you know, won the trophy. You know, maybe, you know, this is an opportunity for someone to really step up. As Rob said, you know, the 22-year-old who hasn't really broken through, and you know, there's this you know, this stigma of if you're not, you know, as a striker or as an outfield player, you haven't broken into the squad at 18, 19, 20. Yeah, you ain't going to be anything. But you know, I know Ian Wright, and I know he's famously and very outspoken about. Well, actually,
Vardy,
yeah, you know, and these guys are very open to come out and say, well, actually, you know, just because they haven't made it in their early years, you know, that some players do mature later, you know, or don't get the opportunity, or you know, don't you know, seek their full potential too later because you know the confidence is not there, or you know, they haven't had a run of games, or they haven't had goals scored. You know, sometimes, you know, goals can boost any player. We know that. So you know, maybe this young boy coming in who is 22. You know, and being thrown onto the big stage, you know, come of the man, you know, come of the moment. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, maybe this is it. Maybe he just needed a chance running in the first team. You know, or you know, maybe we found a gem, and Merino is it, and he doesn't even realise it yet, and he could be our forward for the next whatever year. So, you know, as someone around the club, you know, you've got to be excited. I would be excited. I'd be sitting there going, well, you know, Arteta, give me a go. You know, especially if I'm a youth team player or a striker within that area, mate. You know, it's an opportunity to go and make your name, isn't it? You know, Lewis Skelly did it. And he stepped in, and other players have done it. I think that's the mentality they've got to have, and I think, to be fair, that's what Arteta brings. I think anyone he puts in there, he builds them up so much and manages them so well that's what he's going to get out of them. And I think whoever he does put in there, I think it's exciting. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for Arsenal. I think it's going to be good for whoever he puts in there for their career.
I also think that Arsenal should go over Leicester regardless of their issues on Saturday, right? So regardless of the issues, Arsenal should be beating Leicester. The reason why I think that could be such an important result, should we win, as we should win, is that Liverpool got to play a double header. They should beat Wolves, right? But Wolves have a nag of turning up in games and winning random games that you wouldn't expect them to win. But then also that second Villa game, right? That could be tough. And over the next 2 games, Liverpool should take 6, but Villa could beat them, and they could, and as they should beat Wolves. But what if they drew with Wolves? They could be having 1 point from the next 2. And I'm not saying that Liverpool aren't favourites, but they're going to be without the right back. Who was it that got sent off? And then they're going to be without
Curtis Jones.
So Curtis Jones got himself sent off, and Arne Slot got himself sent off. That will be an interesting dynamic as well. And so, they could fluff their lines against Wolves and potentially lose to Aston Villa. And obviously, that's a walking in dreamland kind of thing to say. But they drew with Everton, so why not believe that could happen? If Arsenal win that game on Saturday, first doors out.
Yeah, 12 o'clock kickoff, 12:30 kickoff.
Because Liverpool have to win those 2 games.
I mean, Liverpool got a tough running, man. Have you seen them? They've got, next 4 games. They've got Wolves, Aston Villa, Chelsea, is it? Man United? I mean, they've got, I know we still got Man United. We got Chelsea to play as well. But, their running is tough. I think it's tougher than Arsenal's.
I mean,
they've got a lot of big teams. And they've got to play Everton again.
Yeah, they haven't they? Liverpool got a tough running. So in terms of replacements, then could you not dip into your academy again? Because I'd say there's a couple of players there that I've heard of that are doing relatively well in under 21
like
football.
What are you going to say, like Dowman?
Dowman?
Max Dowman.
No, the 2 players I've highlighted here is Charles Sago Jr. He's a left winger, and you've got Chayon Edwards.
I'm not sure about that.
Who is a centre forward. So they're 2 players that have been playing relatively well in the under 21. So
but they've been scoring 4 or 5 goals, but they're kids. They are kids, aren't they?
Yeah. I heard that if Arsenal wanted to call up Dowman, they had to ask permission or something, because he's something about being he's not in the squad or something like that. So I don't know what the process would be.
He might be over the threshold for being considered a foreign player, but if you've got a homegrown under 21s player, then you can call them up as and whenever, because there's no limitations to it.
Well, I'm going to have to do that anyway. So because
I think that's a no-brainer, even if it's just for experience.
Yeah,
even if it's just to sit on the bench and come on last 5-10 minutes as a different option, just to give them a run out. I mean, what have we got to lose? You got to have someone in there anyway.
The reality is we're going to the reality is we should be out defending and out midfielding most teams. Our issue is, can we play like George Graham and win 1-0? We need to win games, and if it's by a 1-0 margin, you're going to take it, because we'll take anything at this moment, won't we? Because we haven't got the options up front. So
that answers your query. Rob Dowman's too young to play men's football.
That was it, because even the other 2 had to get changed in the other room, don't they? So even like Nwaneri and Nwaneri and Skelly aren't allowed to change with the first team. Is that right? I think.
Oh right, yeah. So he's only 15. Okay, so that's that. Another option is you could still sign players. So there is a list of free agents. This is quite laughable, actually. There's a list of free agents that are out at the moment where you've got. Sorry.
Get Diego Costa in just for the bands.
So the free agent market, I think you can sign someone on free agency until the middle of March. I might be mistaken on that, but I know March is the month where all transfers are cancelled or determined. But there is a significant list that that I suggested to Rob earlier this week. I don't know if I can find the actual chat that we had. Is it in the group chat or is it a?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it individual?
It's time to bring Carlos Vela home.
So some of the names on this list was Wissam Ben Yedder. I mean, let's not comment on that one. You've got Maxi Gomez, who is the ex Celta Vigo Valencia striker. He's 28. He seems to be quite built in terms of his physicality, but there's also a significant fitness issue with him because he's gone for big money previously, and he's not really lived up to the heights of the expectations. So I'm just going to read off names, and you say yes or no as a maybe might offer something. Okay, so you've got Kevin Gamero.
No.
Club was Strasbourg. So is that a yes or a no? Just for 6 months.
There's so many people I'm going to have heard of. I ain't heard of him.
Kevin, you've never heard of Kevin Gamero?
No.
No? Okay.
Should I? He played at Strasbourg, mate. I don't follow Strasbourg.
No, he was at Seville when they were winning all the cups, European cups. So
he's an Emery man. No.
No, that's no then. Diego Costa, 6 months until the end of the season.
How old is he?
He can't
36.
press. He can't press. For the band.
He can score though.
Yeah, he can come on for the last 10 minutes.
Stefano Okaka, the former Watford striker.
No, I'm all right.
No? Connor Wickham, former Crystal Palace striker.
Absolutely not.
Saido Berahino, former West Brom striker. I think he's around the 30 mark. But he's had spells in. I think his last 2 spells consisted of Cyprus and India.
No.
Obviously. No. Bobby Wood, ex-American striker, played for Hamburg.
No. Adam, you might as well throw in Conor McGregor, who's playing Sunday League football at the moment.
Kemar Roof, the former Rangers player, Leeds and elect.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
32 years of age. He could do some elements. Could serve something. Even if he come off the bench for 10 minutes, like at least you've got a number 9 for 10 minutes of a game. Mariano Diaz, the ex-Real Madrid Dominican Republic striker. No?
Reason he's a club, mate.
Yeah. There's a reason why they ain't got a club. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Two more names. One is an ex-Arsenal player, Yaya Sanogo.
No, mate. No.
No?
That was tough the first time.
And the last one, Troy Deeney. He's not officially retired, apparently, and he's a free agent.
Troy Deeney hasn't got the kahunas to play for Arsenal.
No. So you're going to play someone. It looks like you're going to play someone out of position rather than sign a recognised striker.
I would play.
I would rather play a kid.
Over them.
Yeah, I would rather play a kid.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. But if you had to play someone senior, I was talking about this at work today actually, and I actually think this could be something that Arteta could strangely do for absolute no reason whatsoever. But he could play David Raya up front.
No, it's not going to happen
because he'll be good in the air. Right?
No.
He's got a fantastic. No, listen.
Adam,
he's a good. Listen. He's a good striker of the ball. He's a good striker of the ball. Imagine if he come in and played number 9, and I believe he did play in an outfield position at some point earlier in his youth career.
No.
So then that way you've got Neto in goal with Raya up front.
Adam, please stop this.
Are we struggling that much for content?
No.
Content. It's your club, mate, not mine.
No,
No, it's just ridiculous.
Okay,
it's
that's that then. So
Then
Arsenal,
you could then throw out, oh, let's bring Arteta out of retirement and throw him up front as well.
he could probably still play.
Party. No, I think the best thing to do is I think Marino will be an option. Calafiori might be an option. I think the reality is it will probably be Trossard with Sterling and Ranieri either side. Sterling will
that's
come
what it's going to be.
and they'll chuck Marino up front anyway, or they'll try Ayodeji and see if it works, and if not, they'll look to the under-21s and hopefully and hope to find a Harry Kane gen where you just randomly get a start because everyone else was injured, and then you're the best player in that position in the league. So
yeah, I agree 100% with what you said. It's going to be them three up top, and like you say, it's going to be that 22-year-old boy, and God hopes he's our Harry Kane. Or we just go out in the summer and buy Harry Kane for 50 mil, and we just do another video with Sol Campbell.
He's available for 57 million.
Google. Yeah. Tabs, what do you reckon? Harry Kane in the summer, and we do a collaboration with Sol Campbell for a Tottenham advert for Google.
Do you know what? Yeah, I reckon Harry Kane would be in big trouble if he did that.
I think he would need a one-to-one protection, mate. And live on an island.
Can you imagine him going to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Oh my God!
I'm breaking the record there.
Can you imagine?
Can
you imagine it? Can you imagine it?
And then winning his second trophy. Arsenal next year.
Should we talk about West Ham?
Yeah. So next up is obviously from one injury hit squad. So West Ham have a pretty much fully fit squad for this weekend coming in. So basically we're going to see the return of Paqueta, Alvarez, Todibo, and Evan Ferguson come into the squad this week. We've still got outstanding injuries such as Somerville and Fulkrug and the obvious Mikel Antonio. But it seems that West Ham seem to have a pretty good squad to choose from this weekend. And Potter was quite happy to see the return of James Ward-Prowse as well, also fit and raring to go. So, yes, it's quite refreshing now. Obviously, we've had an injury-stricken couple of months in numerous positions, but I think, it's starting to come together. But hopefully now we get to see what Potter can do with this team now. But yeah, what's your thoughts on West Ham's acquisition of Evan Ferguson coming into the squad?
Can I ask you first, Adam, do you think you beat Brentford this weekend?
I was going to go into that in the Premier League review, preview. So we'll touch on that in there. But in terms of what's your thoughts on Ferguson coming into the striker that was available that you could have also signed?
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal were only going to sign him.
Which hindsight's a wonderful thing, right? So.
Do you not think that Ferguson, for him, this is the sort of maker or breaker West Ham deal? Like, do you think he comes to you, has a couple of good seasons, then gets a big move to a Man United? And I'm only saying that in a sense of your history of getting these sort of looking good players, up and coming players, having them 3 or 4 seasons, and then being like Rice, even though you've had a bit longer than that, and then going off to a bigger club. Do you think he's sitting there thinking, I'm going to go here, be top bloke, score a few goals, and then get my big move? Are you worried in that sense? Because I think that's exactly what he would be thinking, because he knows it's a stable club. You got a fantastic fan base. He's going to be loved. If he gets a few goals and hits the floor running, he is going to be a god. And he has 2 or 3 good seasons, and then he's off.
Yeah, I think it sounded like Brighton was, by the time we've signed him on a loan, straight line. There's no option, there's no obligation, nothing. So, and it was quite strange to think that Brighton wanted to sell him wanted to loan him with an obligation to buy a 40 to 50 million pound. So obviously that raised alarm bells in West Ham's heads, considering that he was rated £100 million only 18 months ago. So I can see the cautiousness in signing him. I can see that they at 20 years of age, he's had 3 pretty big not big injuries, but he's had 1 big injury and 2 niggling injuries that just don't seem to be going away. So I can see the cause for concern in Ferguson, but I think he's still 20 years of age. His body is still developing. I think he can still have a lot to offer in terms of playing as a striker. And I think he could have went anywhere. You know, he could have went to Everton, he could have went to Arsenal, he could have went to Chelsea. But I think he's gone to West Ham because it just seemed it is a step up from Brighton. I mean, you know, we're not going to shy away from that. West Ham is a bigger club than Brighton, although Brighton are performing better at the moment. But he'll be going into an environment now at West Ham where he's familiar in terms of playing under Graham Potter and playing under Bruno and Billy Dean and these sort of personnel that he's worked with before previously at Brighton. So it does seem to be a good move. I think it'd be a good move for him. I'm not expecting him to put up trees. Like if he scores 4 to 6 goals for the rest of the season, I think that's a pretty good performance. You know, we got 1 goal every 2 games, something like that. I think he could contribute to that, not a problem. But then also you've got Fulcrum coming back in 4 weeks' time as well. So again, it's competition for him. So his position is not necessarily guaranteed. Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm excited because I think he's the striker that West Ham have been lacking since Dean Ashton, in my opinion. And if he seems to do well with low expectations, just so the fans don't get on his case straight away, he's still a baby, really, when you think about it. I think he could be a fantastic legacy signing for us if we manage to get a deal in the summer for him. I think if he plays well, it won't be 40, 50 million pound. It'll be 50, 60 million pound that we'll be talking about signing him. So yeah, I'm hopeful that he can do well. If he doesn't, then I'm sure that they've got a list of replacements that could come in for him. But let's see how the next few months go. And if he does well, I'll be very, very happy. That's my general consensus on that. So
yeah, I think. I mean, I like Evan Ferguson. I think he's a player that shows a lot of promise. In response to what you were saying about Arsenal signing him, the only way Arsenal were going to sign him was if they bought him.
Yeah,
because they had the 2 loans for Neto and Sterling. And as much as it would have been nice to have him, I wouldn't have wanted Arsenal to have bought him. So fine if the Sterling kind of signing handicaps that move, but I wouldn't have wanted Arsenal to sign Evan Ferguson permanently because it's quite clear that Arsenal have their targets and what they needed really was a stopgap, and they haven't got one, so they'll have to find their own solutions. But I think in terms of what he will do for West Ham is he is a target man. He has shown himself to be quite a clinical finisher, but that's 18 months ago. So you're signing him really on legacy performances rather than recent performances. So I do think there's risk there, and it all remains to be seen. And I hope he does well because he's a young lad, and he's a type of player where you could enjoy watching, I think. And you know, he's got that mentorship that he had before when he was at Brighton with Potter and the team that Potter has. So I think it's a genuinely exciting signing for West Ham. I think the only question will be is if he does too well, then maybe West Ham won't be able to sign him because somebody else.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about because he could end up at Chelsea. Yeah, that's it. And it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea did come into that. But obviously, there's that the news that's come out today that the PSR rules and regulations will be extended for an additional season now because they haven't really ironed out the new SER regulations, which is like squad evaluation ratio or something like that. So yeah, so they haven't figured that out. But it come out today that the PSR rule. So even if someone like Chelsea or Man United or someone like that did want to come in for him, they'd have to sell to get him because they still need to comply with that PSR regulation for that next season. So
Newcastle
I think
Newcastle will be furious.
Yeah, Newcastle. But again, it went under vote today, and obviously 14 Premier League clubs have voted in favour for it to actually work. So, the 6 clubs who you're thinking about: Man City, maybe Everton, maybe Newcastle, maybe. So, Chelsea
Villa.
for sure, Villa. Yeah. So, that's just assumptions. We don't really know the full truth behind it, but I think West Ham will probably be in a fairly decent position because we will have a couple of assets there that we could sell, and it's not necessarily to the big 6. I mean, Mohamed Kudus looks like, we'll probably sell him in the summer now. He's probably had his time. He's not playing really well, and I think Saudi Arabia could come calling.
He's gone from 90 to about 40, isn't he?
Yeah,
I'm exaggerating, but
No, he has. I still think even if he dropped down to 40, he would make a profit because we bought him so cheap back then. But I think I can see him going to Saudi Arabia now. In all honesty, and this touches on to Lucas Paqueta because Lucas Paqueta is obviously one of those assets that we wanted to sell a couple of summers ago, and we couldn't because of it come out that the betting regulations has come out. But the Paqueta case. Not Paqueta case, but the betting case that involves Paqueta has been undertaken over the past few days. And one of the whistleblowers has said that Paqueta was told to get a yellow card because it was his brother's birthday on that day he picked up the yellow card. So that statement has come out, which is quite concerning. So this is a player that we was looking to sell to Man City for 60, 70, 80 million quid. Looks like he could get his contract terminated and imprisonment could be the outcome, which is quite sad, really. But a lot. I saw a video yesterday from Claret and Boo's Nick Killington, and I have to echo what he said because I think what he said was really, really bang on. Like everyone's getting on his case in terms of them punishing him before he's been proven guilty. You don't know the circumstances behind the betting allegations and whatnot. I mean, this geezer's on 150 grand a week. Does he really want to get wrapped up in a betting racketeering that's like £5 bets here, £5 bets there in an island where his uncle lives? It's if his family's hard up for cash, you'd just throw him a few quid, wouldn't he? Like he's got that much money that he could put it in, but although he may be wrapped into this, he may be proven guilty. We don't really know what goes on behind the scenes for him to be guilty over these small bets because you know what the gangs are like in Brazil. They could get a family member of a famous person, kidnap them, and then tell them to do stuff to earn money so that they earn money off it. It seems to be happening a lot, especially in Brazil. A lot of kidnappings. I mean, Luis Diaz's dad was, Luis Diaz's dad was kidnapped, wasn't he, in Colombia, and they had to pay a ransom for him to get out. So obviously, there's no smoke without fire. I don't think he would ever intentionally be involved in these sort of cases, but we don't know the true facts behind it and the motive as to why these actions have happened, even if they are not as bad as it is. But it works out that the FA have postponed the inquiry over here because Brazil have delayed theirs. So they're waiting to hear what happens in Brazil before they can make any punishment on that. So if he's proven, so they can't suspend Paqueta now because if they do, and he's found innocent, and because of the contract that he's on, it works out that the FA could get sued for £67 million if he's suspended and proven innocent at damages. So this is the reason why Paqueta has continued to play football, because the FA are pretty much saying he could be guilty, but then he could not, and then we'd actually lose money because we suspended a player that we shouldn't have. So I'd watch this space on this. I think it could be a case of they might just throw it out the window because they can't afford to paid a compensation on something that's not conclusive. So,
ain't it funny? It all comes down to money again, eh?
yeah. And it's like the bets are so minimal, but because of the contract and his valuation that he's on, there could be a massive, significant loss for the FA. So they need to really, really consider what they need to do with Paqueta. So I think that's why he's continued to play football. So
I wonder if that's the same with the Man City cases. That's why that's gone all quiet.
Yeah, because that's mainly in the Premier League, though, isn't it? The Premier League have got the 115 inquiries, but yeah, and to me, that's why I felt Man City didn't really buy a lot in the summer, but they bought a lot in January. So they've probably heard something where it's like, oh, we're going to get a fine or a small points deduction, and then that means that they're not going to get relegated. It's almost like the process behind it that kind of makes me think, yeah, there's more to it than that. But yeah, going into the Premier League preview, obviously West Ham are playing Brentford this week. I am going. Oh, it's not looking. The title's not coming up on the thing. I am going this week. I've managed to get myself a ticket, and it's the first game It's the first game back over at the London Stadium since West Ham drew with Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League, and we went out. So yeah, it'd be a good time to get back over there and cheer on a fully fit squad and see what comes of it. So what's your preview this week of West Ham Brentford?
I think it's a must win for West Ham. I think you've got to
especially
win
the result last night, night with Everton and leapfrogging us in the table.
I think you've got to win it, and I think. Are you home or away? You're away, aren't you?
We're at home.
Oh yeah, that's why you got a ticket. Yeah, ignore me. I'm going. Like, so I think you've got to win, and I think is Ferguson definitely starting, or we don't know yet.
I don't know yet. I personally think he'll come off the bench. I think Bowen will start up top with Kudus starting right. I'd love to see Ferguson start. I really would, but I can't see it happening. Not straight away. But I think Bowen will start up top, Kudus right.
Do you know what? I'm going to say this. I think it's going to be 3-1 West Ham, and I think the three players you just mentioned all score.
Oh, Ferguson scores in his debut. That'd be good.
Yeah, he scores in his debut. Bowen scores, and Kudus scores. I reckon he comes on last 10 minutes and nicks a goal, a header, to make it 3-1. To seal the deal.
Fair enough. Rob?
I can't remember if Brentford are good away from home or are really good at home. But I know this one, but I think there will be goals in this game. I don't think West Ham defensively cover themselves in glory. I think Mbeumo is a monster. Wissa is a little bit of he just seems to be there. And I think Bowen is better than their defenders. So I think it will be a 2-2 draw.
Desmond.
I've gone for a Desmond.
Go for a Desmond.
There'll be a penalty in the game.
It will be. I reckon. I'm on the same lines as Cal of a 3-1, but I'm going to say 2-1. But I think Brentford, knowing that their track history this season has been scoring early in games and not maintaining leads, I think Brentford will go up early in the first 5 minutes, and then I think West Ham will win 2-1. I think Bowen coming back and scoring in his return against Chelsea is an additional week's training to get fit. I think he could be influential. He might even score a brace. If Ferguson comes on the last 10 minutes, I'll be happy because then that shows that he can play games, but then he just needs match fitness under Potter to do that. But yeah, we've got Tadibo coming back. Kilman is playing really well. And in the return fixture earlier this season, we drew 1-1 with Brentford, and Souček scored, I think. So yeah, I think we could probably just get above it, just get above them this weekend. But they're a good side, Brentford. I'm not discredit them at all. I think they've got a way to go yet. And Thomas Frank is a fantastic coach. Fantastic coach. You know, there's a lot of controversy or sacking rumours about Ange Postecoglou, but I think Thomas Frank at Spurs just to me feels like a perfect fit. If that change ever happens, so Thomas Frank's very good, very very good.
Well, you say that they're talking about Poch going back there, aren't they?
He's USA manager, haven't he?
Yeah, but did you see his interview?
No, I didn't see. No, I didn't see it.
There's always love there. There's always good feeling or whatever.
He's gone Chelsea. I think because he's gone Chelsea, they've tainted it a little bit. Because Spurs
you say
and
that
Chelsea
they were singing his name. They were singing his name on the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, the fans were singing his name. That's why the interview was
fair enough.
He was asked in the interview. They were singing his name, in the FA Cup game, and then like I say, he was interviewed. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he says, "Oh yeah, there's always love there. There's always good feeling there, or something along them lines." When interviewed at the training ground,
he must be hard up for a job if he's thinking about going back to Spurs.
Fickle, isn't he? Fickle.
Yeah, very fickle. Okay, so and Gin, that's from Tabs. Okay. So let's go on to the Arsenal game then. So who have Arsenal got this weekend?
Leicester
City. Okay. And what was the result in the return game? I think it was something like 3-2, wasn't it, or something? Or
it was 3-2, and Justin scored an absolute worldie. If I remember correctly, it was a worldie of a goal. Absolute banger. And then I think he scored a deflected goal as well. I think it was him. I think he got because Arsenal scored an own goal, and I think he got the header, and then he scored an absolute banger of a goal. But I'm pretty sure Arsenal won 3-2.
Yeah.
Arsenal are Arsenal at home? Let me check.
No, you're away.
Okay. Arsenal should win the game hands down. They should have enough to beat this team. Leicester are probably going to go back down with the other two that came back up. It'll be interesting to see what Arteta does, but I do think Arsenal will win the game. It's hard to predict a score because I can't really see what the lineup looks like right now. But it's away from home. I'm going to say 2-0. God knows who the score is going to be. Maybe Gabriel from a corner.
David Raya. Cal?
My worry is Vardy. Is he fit at the moment?
Yeah.
He always seems to creep up against Arsenal, and he's a bit of a bogey man for us.
Okay.
I do think we will win. I think they will try and make a statement ultimately because we are weakened, and I reckon it will be. I think it will be 2-0.
4-2. 2 goals now. Time to win. Tads, get out of here. My bradycardia can't take that. Get out of here.
Do you mean 2 goals Leicester in added time? You go 4-0 up. Looking at your... Go on, Cal. Sorry, mate.
I think it'd be 2-0. I think Arsenal scored 2. I think Vardy would be kept out, and I think it will be Odegaard and Skelly. I reckon it'll break from the corner, and he will absolutely lash one in.
Calafiori hat trick.
Oh, can you imagine? And that's it. Give him the number 9 shirt now. So I'm just looking at the predicted team on Fantasy Football Scout, which is quite a reliable website for predicted lineups. The front three that he's got here is Nweri, Trossard as the number 9, and Sterling as the left mid.
I think that's what everyone's got.
That's what everyone's got. I just think in terms of he would have to change Arsenal's system a little bit then, because they had that big pressing forward, and Mourinho fits the bill.
Oh, right. So, and Tabs has just said it was the last game that we played that formation. So, yeah, fair enough. Tabs thinks 2-0 in the column. So you've all gone 2-0, haven't you? You've all gone 2-0.
That's it.
Okay, I'll go out of the box then. I'll say a 1-1 draw.
That's because you're a bellend. You do this all the time.
I'm a bellend. You're right. I'll say a 1-1 draw.
You always say it.
I just think there's something about Ruud van Nistelrooy haunting Arsenal, and I
didn't think about that. I didn't think about that link.
He's never haunted Arsenal. He missed a penalty against Arsenal.
You know what I mean? He's always been there in the fault.
He's never haunted Arsenal. He's haunted by Arsenal. All right.
He's haunted by Keown, mate. What are you doing about it?
Keown's there, mate. He's worried that Keown's going to turn up at Leicester.
No, he is. He's commentating.
He probably is.
You can imagine Keown like jumping up at him with the mic in his hand. But if I had to predict a goal scorer for Leicester, I think it would be like Jordan Ayew, because I think he's always been a player that just picks up a goal from absolutely nowhere. And I know because he always scored against West Ham when he was at Crystal Palace. So I think he could be one of those that would chip in with a goal. Leicester got some good players, but they're a team in massive decline. You know, should they have kept Steve Cooper? I think so. I think they pulled the plug too early on him. I think he's a very good manager.
Agree with you there.
And Ruud van Nistelrooy, you know, he failed as a number 2 under Ten Hag. So what's he going to be like as a number 1?
Well, I mean, he hasn't. I mean, Arsenal would be a fantastic sculpt for him, but he hasn't, because they beat Tottenham.
Yeah,
but they haven't done anything else. Not really.
No, not really. They beat us, didn't they? 3-1, which was his first game. But you know, he was playing a Lopetegui down on his feet.
But also, you're still playing the previous manager's system there as well, aren't you? So
yeah.
You know,
that's that.
Okay,
that's that. So I'm going 1-1. You're going 2-0. Cam's going 2-0, and all the Arsenal fans in the chat are going 2-0. So right. Unanimous 2-0.
IQ thing, isn't it?
Yeah, can we bank that now?
IQ it. Yeah, that's it. Job done. So, Callum, isn't it that time of the week?
Oh, are you ready for this, lads? Are you going to do your spectacular stuff first? Do you want me to just sit here?
No, I'll do my spectacular first. So, it is time for DADDYATORS.
Oh, is that it? I thought there was going to be music and spotlights and all sorts.
Well, I'm a minute. I'm just trying to get all my stuff sorted. Right, ready? Hold on. Let me put this back. So I'll remove it.
He's practiced this for 4 days.
Right, and it's time for DADDYATORS.
What was
there
that?
There we go. DADDYATORS.
There was no music.
There was music. Don't give me all that.
It was just air. I never heard nothing. All I heard was. Don't give me, please don't piss on my parade. I've tried really hard with that. I didn't get nothing.
I heard the music.
So that Gladiators cover was done by Rishi James. His YouTube link is in the comments in the description. His YouTube to the video is there. So thanks for letting us borrow it. But we can't use any other proper stuff. So yeah, not a problem. Cal, So, what is the theme this week for DADDYATORS?
Right, so lads, this is the third quiz that I've organised because we didn't do one at Christmas.
Because you lose. Oh, right. Oh, I see. Right.
Because we didn't do one at Christmas, so I had obviously a Christmas quiz. Then we didn't do one deadline day, so I had the deadline quiz. Yeah, and some of them questions you would have loved. That would have been. I mean, that's actually worth a quiz just doing because like who was bought on this, who was the biggest buyer and all that. You'd be surprised at some of the names you hear and what years they were as well. However, I know how massive fans you guys are, so I think this is going to be proper tight. This, but we're going to do who knows the most about Bluey.
Oh, sure. I don't know anything about Bluey. I just watch it.
There we go.
Can I just say some of these answers are hard. Like really hard.
Bluey. Oh.
Well, listen.
Bluey.
This is how I. Can I just say this is how I feel when you come up with these stupid questions that no one like knows. Like any
Can I just put the Wikipedia out for Bluey?
No. E17 song that was on the 5th album that never got released or something that I was meant to know and didn't know. But yeah, not that I'm bitter about that or anything. All right, we're going to start off nice and easy.
Yeah.
Are you ready, boys?
What's your sound, Adam?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Oh yeah, what's your gladiator name? I know what mine was. Yours was the gun. Yours was the gun.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was Factor 50.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that going to be your buzz? That's what I heard
it's...
when you put up the music, mate, a minute ago.
That's the sound of my skin sizzling in the sun because I need Factor 50.
Right, let's do it.
Right, you ready, lads?
Yeah. I don't.
There's 10 questions with a bonus one.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you all know. Yeah, there's 10 questions. Yeah, and you better not be on Wikipedia, Adam.
I'm not. I'm just tweeting to get more of an audience.
Screen. I know you've got a split screen there.
No. I'm right. I'm gonna. Even if I win, I'm gonna get slagged off for this.
All right, listen. Also, whoever's actually watching us, if you know the answer to these, please type in, yeah, because it'd be interesting if you can get these. Mike, you ready?
I don't. Let me put this in the comments then. Bluey quiz. Go. Oh no, don't go. Bluey quiz. Are you ready? Go on, you've got to do that, Cal. You've got to do the.
Okay. Right, gladiators. This is actually.
It's gladiators.
Oh yeah, we can't say gladiators. Sorry. We apologise to anyone who gets offended or wants to sue us or anything like that. Okay, gladiators. Here we go. Right, gladiators. Are you ready? Oh Lord.
I'm ready.
Thing, yeah.
Sure.
There you go. Right. Okay. Right. Question. No. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
How old is Bluey?
Phil.
Oh, that's Adam.
I'm gonna say 7.
No. And I'm gonna be really nice. Can I just say I'm gonna be really nice and I'm gonna throw it out to Rob. Yeah. How old? Rob? Have a guess.
How old? What?
How old do you think Bluey is?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Bandit's 7, so Bluey must be 3.
No. Tabs in the comments. You have a guess, mate. You can have a little guess in the comments, Tabs.
I thought Bandit was like 7.
I thought Bluey was 7 because I'm sure on.
She'd be nearly dead.
Oh yeah, I'm sure on the Pass the Parcel episode there's a party invite on the fridge and it has Bluey 7 on it, but I might be mistaken.
How old is Bluey?
You are mistaken because you got it wrong, Adam. The answer is 6.
Oh.
Bluey 6.
Maybe she turned 7 that day.
That's what that was a birthday card, not an invitation.
Yeah.
She's 42.
Yeah, dog years, yeah.
Right, go on. Next one then.
Or is that might not be in dog years, she might be 6 in dog years. That would make her 1. It should be a puppy, wouldn't she? Not even 1 yet. Right, okay, sorry. Next one. What breed of dog is Bluey's best friend, Chloe?
Wait.
I'm trying to think who Chloe is.
I think I know what it is.
Ooh, you're going to kick yourself.
I'm going to go with Pomeranian.
You didn't buzz in. You got buzz in first.
I did buzz in.
Did you? Sorry, I apologise. It's so discreet. I didn't realise. No, you're wrong.
I'll say factor 50 from this moment onwards.
All right.
Or 50-50, like Lamar. There you go. 50-50. That's my buzzer.
Rob, you can have a go?
I think it's the French dog, but I can't think of its name. So
I don't want a name. I want to know breed. What breed of dog?
No, I know. I mean, that's what I mean. I think it's a French dog, but I can't think of the name of the breed of the French dog.
I can't think of Chloe.
I'm going to have to buzz you up, mate.
It's fine.
Come on.
It's fine.
Dalmatian.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Okay. Right,
Yeah,
you ready?
I didn't know there's a Dalmatian on there.
Right, if you don't get this one, you honestly need to be shot, one of you. So you should get this one, all right? What are Lucky's dad's rules?
50-50.
Oh,
Go on, Rob.
Go on, Rob.
There's only one winner.
Yeah, so no prizes for everyone in parcel. So there's only one prize, correct?
Lucky's
1 point,
dad
Rob.
rules.
Yeah. So 1-0, Rob. Can I just say this next question? Yeah, if any of you get this, I will be so impressed because even I didn't know this. Yeah,
Right.
like I say, when we were looking this up, what is Bandit's job?
I know this. 50-50.
Go on.
I think he's an accountant.
No.
Oh, man.
You want to have a go, Rob? I'll be well impressed if anything. I was shocked, to be fair. It makes sense why he's always at home.
Whatever he is, he's a good boy doing it.
Or why he had to travel away. You know, when he has to go away for three weeks in that episode.
Pill. Does he work in real estate?
No, he's an archaeologist.
Oh?
What?
I was shocked as well. He's an archaeologist, yeah. I was shocked as well.
I suppose he finds a lot of bones digging, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it makes sense.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Go on, next one.
What question are we on? We're on 5 now.
Yeah, we're going on to question 5. I'm just making sure I'm not going to stitch myself up for another question. Do you want to know why? So basically, the reason why he's got that job is because that's what they use dogs. That's what they use the dogs over there to do. And you know what his wife does? Off the question, she works part-time at an airport as a sniffer dog. Just so you know, and that's the reason behind it. There you go. As a drug dog. Yeah. Right. Sorry. Question 5.
He's gone, mate.
Who?
Rob.
Why was he gone?
He's forfeited the game. Oh, that means I win.
And he was 1-0 up.
Yeah, that's it. He's forfeited. The excitement has got to him. Yeah, this is a live episode of Dad's Dad Job, and Rob has gone because nature's called in. He's probably gone for a piss up a tree or something, just to get in the mood.
Was he going to get a beer?
I don't know. I think he's gone to the toilet.
Oh.
I think he's gone to the toilet.
No. Surely not.
You sure?
Oh. He is the oldest one here. Oh, you can hear rumbling. You know what he's done? He's going to get his little bluey book. Oh, something's just moved from the back. What was that? That was a bit scary.
It's a cat, I think.
Was it a cat?
Yeah,
it
was the cat.
Yeah.
Where you go?
Dog
dog's barking. Right, okay.
No, he's just got the bluey book and he's got he's done a quick
got
scan.
Photographic memory. Photographic memory. Right. Question 5. You ready? Rob's 1-0 up. Here we go. Who is Bluey's teacher? You're going to kick yourselves. Like, you should, like, come on, boys. How often have you watched these episodes?
It's the one with the guitar, isn't it? In the playhouse. Yeah. I don't know what the name is.
No? No, Adam?
Nah,
Calypso.
it's
Calypso.
Calypso.
No, I don't want an ice cream. What was the answer?
Right, question 6. Rob's going to win this on a 1-0, isn't he? That's like Arsenal on the weekend.
Out of 10 questions.
All my defence in place now.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right, you ready? Number 6. What are the grannies called? So you know when Bluey and Bingo dress up as the grannies, what are they called? Oh, come on, lads.
50-50.
Oh, Adam.
Rita.
Yeah.
I want to say Vera. No, it's not it.
No, it's not.
I get half a point.
Yeah, no, go on. I could have this as 2 points. So go on. You can have one for Rita. Rob, can you get the second name?
I can't have 1 point.
I'll take 1 point. Thanks, Rob.
Half point.
Thanks,
half
Callum.
a point. Half a point. Half a point. All right. Before Rob gets upset because we can't have him kick it off. Half a point for that.
You have to say it's a 2-point question.
All right. Sorry, Adam. Before Rob starts,
that's well out of order, mate. You're changing the rules. You're changing the rules as you go on, mate. It's not fair.
I would love Rob to be
wait, hang on.
the board for
This is out of order. Sorry,
Rita and
Tabs is just looking there going, who the hell is Bluey? It's a young dad's thing at the minute.
It's a kids program.
It's Edna.
Kids program.
Edna? No.
Can I have another guess?
Go on in.
Jean?
No.
Oh, go on in.
You're right. It is an old person's name. Rita and Janet.
Janet. Oh, Janet. Yes.
Yeah.
Janet.
Right. So listen.
I've got my coins.
Right. 1. Yeah. 1 and Rob's got 1 and Adam's got half a point. Right. Okay. Question 7. Here we go. What is the name? What is the name of Bluey's car? Or the family car? What is the name of Bluey's family car?
Fucking hell, Cal.
That's not
no, you should get this. You should get this. Think about it, boys. It's a name you hear very often. Very often, especially during the podcast. Oh, mate, I can't give you much more of a thing. You hear it very often in the podcast. Have you crashed, or is it that you're just sitting there frozen? Come on, boys. What name do you hear very often in the podcast when we're talking about families?
Pew pew.
Oh, Rob.
I just said pew pew.
This is showing Rob's start of a midlife crisis. Get right here. He's just going pew with no fucking reason whatsoever.
Is it Bo?
Bo.
Bo's my answer.
Yeah, Bo.
Oh, no, 50-50. River.
What? No.
Oh, bollocks.
Listen, I'm gonna give Rob the point. It's Bobo. The car's called Bobo.
Oh, fuck off! He only gets half a point. He only said one.
I'll take half. That's fine. I'll take half.
Oh, okay. Jesus, this is hard work, mate. Right.
Oh, fucking hell. So if I give half an answer, I'll get it right. Is that what it is? Is that what we're doing now?
You got
I did on the last question.
No, that was one of 2 answers.
You got half an answer right.
Right. So listen. Yeah. All right. Rob's got 1.5. Adam's got 1.
You got half right. Shut up.
Right,
I've got half right. This is go on.
Right, so it's Bobo. Gee whiz. Right. Number 8. Name Bluey's and Bingo's cousin.
50-50.
Adam.
Muffin and Socks.
He's put himself back in now.
Come
It's
on.
1-1, 1-0. It's
I'm doing a tabs. I'm doing a 4-2.
He's done well. 1-0. So it's 1.5, 1.5. Here we go. Question 9.
1.5, 1.5. Is that the?
Yeah, that's the score.
10.
1.5 all.
What toy does Bingo find in the park? That's a fantastic episode as well. And she wants to take it home, and Dad says, no, someone else might want to play it. Someone else might come and find it.
It's the deaf dog, isn't it? It's the deaf dog.
What toy is it? What is the toy?
I don't know.
Adam, come on. I'll give you one guess
Rob,
each.
I can guess, right? No.
Yeah, of course you can. You can both guess. Guess.
No. Right, Rob, you guess first.
I don't know what the answer is, mate. I'm not guessing nothing. I don't know.
Okay. Right, I'm going to... Right, 50-50.
Go on.
I want to say it's like a fox.
No. Rob, you going to have a guess?
I'm telling you, if he gets it, because he didn't know, and then this is bullshit. You got tiebreakers for this, Cal?
Yeah, I got bonuses.
So they played something. She plays something in the park, and some.
You must have seen it. It's a fantastic episode.
Was it Bingo Toy? Yeah, I'm not googling it. I'm just on the YouTube.
I don't know. Was it a ballerina?
No, it's a turtle.
Oh, I knew. I was going to say rabbit because but she already had a rabbit. Yeah, turtle.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. This is the decider.
No. This is question 10. I've got a bonus if we need to go there. All right. Yeah. So, number 10. Which Australian city is the Bluey world
50-50.
based on? Oh, straight in. Go on.
Brisbane.
Correct. 2.5. 1.5.
Get in there. Who's the fucking daddy? Chef's kiss. That was fantastic. I love that quiz.
Do you want to know do you want to answer the? Do you want to know the bonus question?
No, we'll leave it there. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
No, we'll do. Go for it, just for fun.
Right. How many Bluey episodes are there? I was quite surprised at this.
Cool.
Pew Pew. 120.
It's a good answer. See, this one I would have done the closest to it, obviously, if we got there.
121.
I thought, Adam would have won. It's 154.
I was going to say 150, to be fair. Because it's 3 series, isn't it? And they're only like 7 minutes long, aren't they, the episodes?
There's more episodes. I think there's more series in that.
No, 154 episodes there are.
Wow. Wow.
Say that,
I can't believe I won that, if I'm completely honest.
Mate, I'm quite impressed it come down to the last question, how tight it was.
Lucky's dad rules.
I knew that, though, because I've got family in Brisbane. So it's always stood out. I think it actually says Brisbane Studios at the end.
Yeah, it does.
But Ludo, there you go. Ludo at the end. It's Brisbane.
That's it. That's all finished.
Got to think about
Rob's quiz next week.
Rob's quiz next week. Wow, I can't believe I've survived another DADDYATORS. I've what's that? It's the 4th quiz now.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, Adam. You're going to win next week as well because I don't know nothing.
It depends. If it's on Cowboys and Indians, I'm gone, mate. I'm finished.
Ooh, and that is on the life and times of John Wayne.
Thing is, Adam, you say that right. I thought I was going to win the boys that boy band one, and I was absolutely pants.
I can't believe how many.
That still gives me nightmares. That gives me nightmares, mate. That keeps me up at night. That one. Yeah,
that's
I don't. DADDYATORS.
Oh yeah, you've got to do a little celebration.
Adam retains.
Yeah.
Let's just do the Gladiators theme tune, because I thought it was pretty good.
I've got no music at all. I've got no music at all. Have you not got music?
You're firing blanks, mate. What's going on?
Can you two hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear nothing. I can't hear no music or nothing.
Oh, you have to hear it. You have to watch it on the repeat. Well, final thoughts, guys. This is with Jerry Springer. Final thoughts.
Arsenal going to win the league and find a new striker in Marino.
Arsenal are going to win the league.
Arsenal going to win the league? No. Oh, what's this? Who's Steve? Brewery quizzes are like the League Cup. It's nice to win them, but embarrassing to be involved in the first place, isn't that right? Who's Steve? Who's this Steve?
Steve's my mate from secondary school. We've been best friends for about 20 years.
Is Steve subscribed?
Yeah, Steve's a subscriber. He's absolutely right. It's embarrassing to be involved in the quiz in the first place. Just like if Arsenal were to win the Carabao Cup, you celebrate it, but then afterwards you'd be like, it's probably time to calm down, boys, because it is only the Carabao Cup. It's nice to have, but let's not overdo it. And that's basically
or the Conference League Cup, isn't it? It's nice to have it.
If Arsenal were to win the Europa Conference League, it's nice to win it, but it's a bit embarrassing to win it. You know.
To be fair, it's just a cup final for me, isn't it? So
nice to be here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a cup final. Anyway, chaps, thanks again for a fantastic episode. Those that are watching, you can see the ticker on the bottom. You can follow us on X, and you can email us at dadsadjob@yahoo.com. Please like and subscribe. You know, we're slowly growing in numbers. We're slowly getting a bit more views now, which is great.
We've got 100,000 tonight.
Hey?
We've got 100,000 tonight.
No, that's just one. That's the time, Callum, in the top left-hand corner when we're recording.
Oh, God, 10 o'clock. Oh, I was wondering what's going on there.
It's 1,320. Well, it was going up one every second. That's weird. No, brilliant. No, so we're slowly growing. It's good to see, but we want to continue growing. So ideally, we'd like to get to 100 subscribers. That's our next goal. And then, the more subscribers we get, the more content we can do and not be labelled by product brands on top of it. But it'd be great. Now, thanks for your support, guys. Hopefully see you next week. Peace out.
Hey, turn down.